Media representations of law in society. So in this portion we're going to be talking a bit about how Uganda is portrayed in the Western media and what the information that we receive about the law and the society of the country based on these portrayals. The first thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that the Western media does portray Uganda in a way that perpetuates stereotypes about African countries. Just a very brief and very basic Google search led to discovery of images of poor Ugandans in a very rural setting with seemingly no water or stable living conditions, and that is a very common theme that we often see with African countries, is that's the way that they're portrayed in the media. And in terms of news articles and news stories, my research led me to find a lot of information about this recent legislation that has been passed in Uganda which is being known now as an anti-homosexuality bill. This provides a bit of insight into the social values in the country's laws, because the anti-homosexuality bill was described as a means of protecting Ugandan values and protecting the heterosexual family in Uganda, which is the justification behind this law and this proposal of this bill. However, this same piece of legislation was portrayed two different ways in the New York Times versus Al Jazeera. In the New York Times, it was portrayed in a very controversial manner, seemingly portraying Uganda as a country of intolerance and condemning this bill and this law, whereas Al Jazeera viewed it from an entirely different standpoint and wrote and presented the story from the perspective of the fact that the president had refused to sign the bill into law, which in a sense is a positive light to shine on the president of the country, which makes it a much more positive portrayal of the instance, versus the New York Times making a general statement about this law and what it means for the society.